Good morning, everybody. It's Elizabeth. I'm a flight attendant for a major U.S. carrier, and I'm making my daughter a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It is 4:20 a.m., and I need to leave here in about 10 minutes. So if you've been at the channel very long, you know that I don't like to fly AMs, but here we are. And that is because I did it to myself. I absolutely did it to myself. There is a reason. I'll explain that reason later. I haven't done this to myself. This is probably only the second time in 10 years of flying, but we're gonna start with it's an AM. But I only have one flight today, and that will be awesome. I have been stalking Open Time. Open Time is where the company puts all of their uncovered flying. I've been stalking Open Time for probably the past week and looking for something better. Originally, I had to switch into an AM trip, and I was and then I was at the airport yesterday because I had to get a new iPad because I got mine wet and it died. I had to pick up a new iPad, and I was like, oh, it's summertime. There's all these unaccompanied minors. Ugh, flying A isn't worth the extra money. Even if we got to pay for flying A or flying lead, it's still not worth it. So I have been hunting for my favorite position, which is B. I did not find anything that wasn't awful, so I'm flying C today. But it's just one and done, so I can deal with that. So when I get to my final destination, which I'm gonna keep secret, I could take a nap before going sightseeing. We do have about 18 hours, I think, in our first city, and I have been to this city, but I have never been to this hotel or location. So typically we have airport hotels and like city beach, something to do hotels. And we're not at the airport hotel, so I'm excited. I think I'm gonna make myself a peanut butter and jelly as well. That sounds like a yummy little lunch or breakfast. I already had a cup of coffee while I was getting myself together. So I'm excited about that. Also, you guys, I met a subscriber yesterday at the airport. Her name was Jeannie, and she was delightful. She's a flight attendant for my carrier. I was in plain clothes and she recognized me. That's the funny joke as crew, is sometimes you go down to meet your crew to do something after your flights and you're like, are you my crew? Because you're not, I don't recognize you without your uniform on. So she recognized me. We got a photo together. I was looking kind of scrub because again, I just went to the base to get a new iPad because they would not be open in time for me to pick up a new iPad and get it set up before my flights this morning. But it was lovely chatting with her. She has a trip and she was headed to New York City, and I was giving her some tips. I was like, you need to see a show. And she's like, oh, but they're so expensive. I was like, you have to get the app. This is just a tip for anyone going to New York City. Today Ticks, and you can get same-day ticketing for Broadway shows, and it can be much cheaper. So I hope she has a wonderful New York City overnight. In fact, that trip popped into Open Time last night, and I wanted it so bad. Well, it was an AM that didn't get home until like 4 or 6 p.m. on day 3, and mine had to get home in the morning. So I couldn't join her because 18 hours in LaGuardia on an AM meant plenty of time for exploring. All right, I'm gonna get myself packed up, gonna get Hannah packed up, and we're gonna get out the door. So bus just went by. I parked by the first stop where the bus comes into the lot. But if I get on that bus, which if it's yucky out, I'll get on that bus, it has to go all the way around the lot. And once it gets down to the end of that aisle, it sits, and there could be several buses there. So then you have to get off, switch to another bus. So instead, I'm just walking across to the last stop. It's nice out. It's a little chilly. I'm not bringing my coat this time. I didn't look at the weather. We are going to the East Coast. That's my hint, but I think it's nice there. I hope so. I only brought shorts. We'll see. I'm on the plane and it's the unicorn plane. Look. Plugs, and it has life rafts. Where we're going, we don't need life rafts. Stay tuned for our overnight reveal. None of our keys work. So luckily we were all down the row from each other at the hotel, and I'm gonna go down and get them all rekeyed. I'm tired. I need a nap. Okay, we're in Pittsburgh. We're downtown Pittsburgh, and I've never been to the downtown hotel. We used to stay between downtown and the airport, and we've had this hotel for a while, and I've just never been here. So I'm gonna take a nap. It's almost 1 o'clock, and me and another crew member are gonna meet downstairs at 2, and we're gonna go find food. But it's a cute it's a historic older hotel. I'll do a spin around, and whew, the bed is calling. I'm back from my little adventure with one of my crew members. I'm gonna give you a room tour and then I'll tell you what we were doing. All right, so there's a cute little entryway and then it opens up to a really big room with 2 double beds, TV, desk, and then again, there's that cute little entryway, or is that also called a vestibule? I don't know. And then the bathroom, and we got a sink, we got a shower. And I have to show you out the window because even though there's no view, something about it I just love. I don't know, I just love the red brick. So I think this room is so cute. For a historic hotel, the rooms are really big, but I'm gonna talk about what I just did in Pittsburgh. I had someone comment on my last video, apparently you don't care about your health or whatever because you're eating waffles. So if you have issues with what I eat on my vlogs, now's the time to swipe away, move on, or fast forward the video because I'm gonna tell you what I ate. I love to eat, trying to be more healthy, but you know, sometimes a girl's just gotta do what a girl's gotta do. So I went out with another crew member and I had food suggestions from another crew member and friend, and we went to Pimanti, I think that's what it's called, but it's this famous sandwich place that you can get. You basically pick your meat and then it's got melted provolone cheese, I believe, and then French fries and coleslaw. And I don't like coleslaw, so I didn't get any coleslaw, but the sandwiches were so good. I got Italian campanelli, I can't remember. And she got, what's on a Reuben? I always forget what that, pastrami. She got pastrami. And I thought it was so good with the French fries. We were sitting, there's like this little market square that was closing down from a farmer's market, it looked like. Really cute little area. And then we went to the milkshake factory and I got a toffee something cappuccino. I wasn't able to finish it all. It was so sweet. It was good. But I think it had like a caramel drizzle on the inside. And next time I would say no caramel drizzle. It had bits of toffee in it, but I was really looking forward to the coffee flavor. And I just kind of lost that after the first couple sips. So I only drank half of it. It was still really good. So there you go. Please don't shame me, judge me. This job is about eating fun food. So you get to see me for 2 days out of a week or even 10 days. And so yes, I ate a little crazy, but I've been looking forward to coming to this location. We used to just have an airport hotel, which is actually connected to the Pittsburgh airport. And we used to go to this random hotel that was, again, between downtown and the airport. So I'm so excited. Walked around the city. There are some beautiful fountains. It's just such a fun city. I would love to come back again and eat some more amazing food. So tomorrow we have 3 to our next destination, which again, I'm gonna keep a secret. It's gonna be a lot warmer. I just brought shorts, and luckily I brought this hoodie because it's about about 65 degrees. And when you're in the shade and it's a little bit breezy, my poor crew member was freezing. She was wearing a dress, which was super cute, but it was a little chilly. So let's see, today was an easy one and done. The pilots were doing a turn. So they went from Denver to Pittsburgh, back to Denver, and then that was the rest of their day. I will tell you what I did to myself is I had this 3-day trip, and then I traded another trip later in the month for a 3-day ready reserve block. You guys, I have not backed up and had 6 days on a schedule. There's been one other time in the 10 years. I did it one other time that I can remember, and I hated it so much I said I would never do it again. But we have Vacation Bible School at our church, and I needed that week off, and so I did what a girl had to do. And so I have this 3-day trip, and then I have a ready reserve block. And that's the reason I'm flying an AM, because I have to have 11 hours between block in and when I go on call for that ready reserve block. So I get home, today's the 30th, the 31st, I get home the 1st, and then my ready reserve block is the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. I am trying to get rid of it, or if I don't get rid of it, we'll see if I get to sit at home. That's what I did in May, so I'll keep you guys posted whether or not I get to stay home or not, or if I get rid of it, we'll see. Summer flying is starting, so if you guys are flying this summer, gird your loins. It's already been a rough one. So much weather through Texas, and then I guess the East Coast is having some issues today, so all right. I'm gonna hang out tonight. I probably won't see you until tomorrow morning. We have to be in the lobby at 5:30. Already makes me tired thinking about it. All right. Made it to the hotel, and we are in Savannah, Georgia. So this hotel is so cute. I'm gonna spin around real quick. It's really nice. Ooh, let's go look in the bathroom. Ooh, look at that. It's got a robe. So nice. So I am exhausted. I'm gonna lay down for a while, and then we're gonna meet at 4 to go find some food. Interesting day, 3 flights here. We went from Pittsburgh to Nashville fast. We got the service done, no problem. Nashville to Dallas was bumpy the whole way. We ended up not being able to get up and serve. And then Dallas here was similar bumpiness, but we were able to get service out. I think we were fine getting service out, but it was pretty bad going into Dallas. Poor Dallas has been ravaged by storms, and it's really just disrupted everything. So my brain is not fully functioning. I'm so tired. This AM is kicking my ass. Kicking it. So I'm gonna tell you guys that if I have to actually fly all 3 days of my reserve block, I'm gonna lose my mind. Because I have not blocked together, like I said, 2 trips. This is only like the 2nd time. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, to be continued. I'm back from eating and having a drink with my crew and then doing a little window shopping. I'll explain, or I'll talk more about that in a minute, but I wanted to give you a room tour. This hotel is bougie. I gotta turn down service. Okay, let's flip around. All right, so we're in Savannah. It's a beautiful hotel, large room, little beverage nook. Put my food in there. We've got the water closet, sink, shower, So if you've ever been on a Royal Caribbean cruise, this room reminds me of that because this room overlooks the hotel lobby. So that is the hotel lobby down there. There's a giant dinosaur sculpture and tons of crystals. Very nice. I'm back. What I meant by it reminds me of a Royal Caribbean ship is if you've ever cruised on Royal Caribbean ship, they always have the atrium area that's in the middle of every single one of their ships. On the bigger ships, they have rooms that actually overlook into that atrium or main promenade area. They also, like on their Oasis class ships, they have like a garden, Central Park, and you can have a room that overlooks Central Park. So that's what this reminds me of. The view is not of the river, which is on the other side. That's a premium view, but it's in to their little atrium area. I don't know, but it's a beautiful hotel, and we always tease and say, I hope we don't mess it up. And sometimes you have bougie, and sometimes I have Holiday Inn. And that's not knocking the Holiday Inn, because let me tell you, I absolutely actually really love Holiday Inn. I think their beds are really comfortable, but I don't share hotel locations or chains with you. If you figure it out, please don't put it in the comments. You could say, oh, I figured out where you are, and we'll wink at each other, but I don't say where we are because that's a security risk, and we are asked not to share that information. But I had a cocktail with my crew, and then I had a shrimp po' boy. I forgot to shoot a picture or any video of that for you, but my two other crew members came down, and one got a fish sandwich and the other she got like a cold shrimp sandwich, and it was really good. And then the B on this trip, he went back to his room to play video games, and then the A and I, who I know, I've flown with her before, we walked around. So this is such a cute area. It's just so rustic looking. It almost reminds me of Old Town in San Juan, Puerto Rico, just the kind of cobblestone road and then just the buildings. And we walked through a kid's shop and just looked at kid stuff. She was looking for a gift for a baby shower. We went to this cookie place, Birds Cookies, and they're little crispy cookies, and they had samples so you could sample them all. And I bought key lime coolers. So those are really good, and so I'm going to share those with my family when I get home. This is definitely an eating vlog. I didn't pack my food bag really well. I tried really hard. Today was really hard to eat. I had a yogurt this morning. I brought these protein shakes, and I ate that. And then I had a hard time figuring and finding time to eat. With short flights, it's hard. I will have more time to eat tomorrow. And I did have a sandwich on the plane. And so I reserved all my fun eating for my overnights, which is one of my favorite parts of being a flight attendant. So like I said earlier in the video, if you're coming after me for not eating healthy, move on. So I am exhausted. It is not very late. It's only like 6:45 p.m., but I am going to get ready for bed. I did not sleep I just didn't go to bed early enough, honestly, last night. This bed is really comfortable, but we just had a really good time walking around, looked at some t-shirt shops, looked at the cookie place. It was just a fun, short, definitely want to come back to this location again. I would love to bring my husband. This would be a fun overnight to take him on, but there are no nonstops between Denver and Savannah on my carrier. He'd have to fly a different carrier, which he can. But it's been fun. I'm nervous about this reserve block because of how many trips are in open time. So like literally I took pictures of those days and I posted it to our Denver Facebook group. I'm like, go grab yourself some overtime, because traditionally those days that have overtime automatically are snatched up right away. On the day that open time for the new month starts, those days are snapped up within seconds. So the fact that they're just sitting there makes me nervous, but there's been a lot of crazy weather. We just actually met our pilots in the lobby. They just checked in, so they have like 11-hour overnight, which is just on the cusp of being legal because they flew through Houston today, and that's where they were having some severe weather, was in Houston. So they had their wind shear warning, which is a warning that goes off in the plane, was going off while they were taxiing. I don't know if you've ever heard it. Whenever the pilots come on board and they do their checks, when I'm flying A or the lead person up front, you hear them go through the checks, and I can kind of recite the computer voice. you know, wind shear ahead, terrain, pull up. The computer they have to go through and test all those systems. So wind shear is really dangerous, and so it's just crazy that the wind was so windy in Houston that triggered that alarm. I'm rambling a little bit. I'm going to ask you to subscribe. Guys, we're so close. The channel's so close to 2,000 subscribers. Never ever had I ever thought it would, get this big. So if you're liking, if you're enjoying, please hit subscribe, and I'm going to head to bed. We're going to see what tomorrow holds. And I think I'm going to do short updates on the Ready Reserve situation. That's probably going to be the best way to handle it. Because if I do get to stay home, it's really boring. If it turns into another trip, it might turn into a second vlog. So I will let you know. Good night. I'm up, it's go home day. I'm dressed, I have my makeup done. I'm gonna go get ice. I slept better. I didn't sleep awesome, but better, because this window here just never got dark because they just don't turn the lobby lights off. So I woke up at, I think 12, and it was so bright. I had a little mini panic attack, and I thought it was noon the next day. And I was like, oh my gosh, I missed my van. But then I realized it was 12 in the morning. So I hadn't missed my van. All right, let's go get ice. I'm about to head down to the lobby, but I wanted to tell you about one of the most comical things in flight attendant life, and that's finding your hotel room. That wasn't the issue here because it was you get off the elevator and you turn left or right and you follow the numbers. However, Pittsburgh, that hotel, you had to choose left or right. It was choose your own adventure. You're like Elizabeth, you should be able to find your own room. But here's the thing, when you're tired and you're like, okay, I'm number 2025, so that means you're staring at the signs and you're supposed to go this way or that way, and then again, you have to choose again. When it's just one choice, it's one thing, and you're probably rolling your eyes thinking that's stupid, but when you're tired, trying to figure out where your room is can be one of the most hilarious challenges. I had to share that. All packed up, ready to head downstairs. I think with this hotel, we can get coffee for $1, so I'm gonna maybe go investigate. And we're gonna hit the road. 3 home to Denver today. It is our longest duty day, 10 hours and 20 minutes, but it's go home day. Let's go. I'm home. It's 8:30 p.m. I got home about 3. Had to wait a really long time for the employee bus, but I'm in the car with Hannah. My husband is running around taking down signs from our HOA garage sale that he helped sponsor.
How do you turn this thing off?
And Hannah's playing with his camera. So I am on reserve. I think I'm number 38 on the list. And so we're gonna cross our fingers and pray that I don't go anywhere tomorrow. I'm tired. I'm so tired.
I'm tired 100%.
100%?
How do you work this thing?
I don't know. So we're gonna see what this 3-day reserve block brings. To be continued. All right, we're at church. It's 11 a.m. and I'm number 6 on the list. I progressively moved up. So they have almost all of airport standby staffed. I think they have a couple hours left. We're gonna see, but the life of being on call, they got me. Okay, so far it's just 5 hours of airport standby. It's 5:26. I have to be in the lounge at 6, 5 hours. Praying I'm just gonna sit there and be a body. Knock on wood, everything looks normal out at the airport, because when I left last night, it had started kind of raining and it looked like we were on a ground stop, but it looks good right now. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna do our thing, we're gonna sit there for 5 hours and pray that I get to go home tonight. Let's go. Well, I'm going to Vegas. Me and the three of us who boarded that flight were then called like maybe 20 minutes after we got back to the lounge. The lounge is right there. That they needed us to work a flight to Vegas and then we're supposed to just head home tomorrow. But we are good for 3 days, so we'll see what happens. It's 13 people going to Vegas. I cannot even tell you how badly I want this to cancel. Maybe the pilots will time out, but the 13 people will be happy to get there tonight. So it's just a fast overnight. So most likely, I'm not gonna vlog or anything very much. So I'll probably see you guys in the morning with an update for what day 2 looks like. Update from Las Vegas. Got in last night. I don't know, like midnight? I don't even know. 11 people, which was hilarious. I took a picture with them on the plane. I started taking a video on accident and then took a picture, and I look a little bit nuts. Oh, that's a video. We're not at our normal crew hotel. We're just at a random hotel. There is an In-N-Out across the parking lot, so that's where I just went with my crew. And from the In-N-Out, you could see hotels on the Strip and the arena. So we were ready to go at noon Vegas time. I was all packed up, had my uniform on and all that jazz, and then they changed us. So instead of deadheading from Vegas just to Denver being done, they have us working from Vegas to Chicago, switching planes in Chicago and working from Chicago to Denver, getting home, I think around 11:30, which I would have preferred deadheading, but we got to get something to eat here because if you've ever been to Vegas, y'all, the prices are insane at the airport. So we went to In-N-Out and it was like $8 and something cents for a meal. It'll be double that at the airport, triple on the Strip. I needed to eat something because I don't have enough food just in case something happens and we have to spend another night someplace. And then I can heat up my food I have on the plane. I'm gonna sit down and relax. We have to be in the airport. We have to be in the lobby at 2 o'clock and we'll go on. It's reserve life. I did it to myself. I can't complain that hard. I'm at my pool. I'm number 15 today, good for a turn, which means they have to get me out and back in the same day. The last turn leaves Denver, I think at like 7:30 or 7:50, so they'd have to call me by 5:30 or 5:50. It is almost 3 o'clock. I'm not going anywhere today, praise God. I'm bidding for July. Yeah, I haven't worked 5 days in a row in probably 5 years, so I don't really feel like doing that again anytime soon. But I don't think I'm gonna be used, so thanks for hanging in there as your girl worked 5 days. I know, you guys are like, Elizabeth, we all work 5 days. I don't. All right, my children are staring at me. So I'm gonna say, see you guys in the sky.